Hey, everyone. Hey, Mom to Blue. Thanks for coming in. It's Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures and decided here at the last minute to go live again with another round of stuff that I got in the estate sale today. This house, it seems all the houses I've gone to recently was crazy. It was jam packed full, and you really, there was so much stuff that you just had to do a lot of digging, which is the kind of estate sales I like. Hey, NC26 Bell, thanks for stopping in. So I thought I'd just go through everything. If you see something you might be interested in, just stop me and I'll let you know what it would take to start it. Or if you just want to hang out and see what all I got, that's fine too. I really do not know what all I got. When I go to these kind of estate sales where it's literally like dig, 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 I just start throwing stuff in my bag because I know this estate sale company and I know they're not going to charge just a ton when you bundle a lot of stuff like that. So got a lot of paper stuff. I know that. I think I got some. I'm not even really sure. So let's just dig in. Hey, ZS Mom 1103. Thanks for stopping in. So I did get a few like glassware items. So some of those are on top. So I did get this Al ashtray. Thought it was really cool. I would guess it's probably 80s, maybe 70s, but most likely 80s just based on the way it looks. But that will probably go to my booth. Hi. And if you're watching over on Facebook or YouTube, welcome in as well. Yeah, I think there's a link you can click to come on in if you're interested in bidding on anything. Hey, Granny Blue Bar, thanks for coming in. Also got this Campbell soup mug. That one's not real old, I don't think, probably 90s. Yeah, 1998. But Campbell soup mugs have always done well for me. So that'll get listed somewhere, and I'm sure will sell pretty quickly. What kind of stuff does everybody look for? Like, I don't know if I've got it, but I might. Definitely have a little bit of everything. I'm a sucker for birds, so I found this tin. I have no idea if it's old or new, but I thought it was cool. Looks like it's got a Baltimore Oriole on there, goldfinch, um, wood thrush, maybe. I think that's what that is. So, and then on the top, the kingfisher. So, I thought that was cool. Any pigs? I don't remember picking up any pig stuff, but so yeah, I don't think I have any in this bag of goodies, but maybe salt cellars. I know I didn't find any salt cellars today. I'm trying to think if I have any pigs at all right now. They sell pretty quick when I get them. Yeah, check out if you go to Franklin Hill Ventures on Knickknacks. I have about 400 or 500 things listed, so you can see if I have a pig out there, and I'm always open to offers. So feel free to make one if I do have it. I think I do have a wood pig of some sort, maybe. Okay, I thought these were really cool. I'm not even sure if I can ship them or not because I don't know if it's real. So I don't know what I'll do yet, but it's this enriched uranium presented by the United States Department of Energy. So you have uranium ore, mill product. So I don't know if this is fake stuff. Here's enriched uranium. I need a Geiger counter to see if like any of that's radioactive. But I can picture this like hanging in the like lobby of one of the plants in Oak Ridge or something like that. This estate sale was in Maryville, which is south of Tennessee. Well, wait till you see the next thing I pull out, Mom to Blue. So I got this one, and then I also got this one. It says 1 pound of uranium metal, and it was from the K25 plant, which is, I think that plant's been torn down in Oak Ridge. So I don't know if this was something they gave to employees. And this one, like, it's not glued in. And this thing, it's a solid pound. So I don't know if it's real. I could be like irradiating myself right now for all I know, but I don't know. I just thought that was really cool. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. Does anybody know if you can ship uranium through the mail? And then I actually got two of those. Now here's what's strange about this. So this one here, this one's glued in, and this one only weighs, okay, let me just tell you the difference now that I got a scale, because one felt heavier than the other. So that one weighs 12 pounds or 12 ounces with the plaque. So not even a pound for the plaque and the block. This one weighs 1.5 pounds. So this block here is definitely, well, let's see if it's a pound. Yeah, so this is exactly a pound. And it says this is 1 pound of uranium. So, but this one here, so it's like this one might be fake. Maybe this one's real, but I have no idea. But I thought they were really cool and I had to have them, so I got them. I mean, we find a lot of really cool stuff usually at Oak Ridge yard sales. I've found all kind of like employee giveaways they would give like to employees at the different plants back in the 60s and stuff in Oak Ridge, but I've never seen these. So anyway, I thought those were extremely cool. So hopefully I'm not getting irradiated as we speak. So hey, Dee Dee's Boutique and Gifts, Twin One, Trish Treasure Vault, Tinker 96. Welcome in. I went to an estate sale this morning and just unloading the bags and boxes of stuff that I got. And I got a lot of stuff as usual. Seems like I always get a lot of stuff at this particular estate sale company. They've had some really full and cool houses lately. If you were with me a couple weeks ago when we did the one where I went to Kingston, this one was not quite on that level as far as the amount of stuff, but it was still a ton of stuff. And this guy was a Presbyterian minister, apparently, based on a lot of the stuff we found. I will say I was a little bummed. I didn't go to the garage first off, and there was a lady out there who had opened a box, and it was full of just nothing but antique Bibles. Looked like they were probably 1800s type. And of course she was getting every one of them because I would have definitely gotten those. So let's see what else we have here. Just as usual, I'm always looking for paper stuff. So it's like a travel, like a postcard book. Let's see what I don't know where it's, I guess, Chaumont. I don't know if that's France. But anyway, it's just full of postcards. If I can get the tissue paper away from one, I'll show you. Well, I don't want to tear it. There we go. Yeah, so they all look like that. Hey, April, thanks for coming in. Were you in here when I showed my uranium? And somebody had written a little note in here. So, oh, okay. Well, here, let me show that again because that's one of my favorite things I got. So first off, I got this plaque here that it came from the United States Department of Energy, and it's like all the different stages of uranium. I have no idea if that's real or not. But then the cooler thing was these two plaques that have a 1 pound block of uranium on them. So, and what's odd, so I got two of them. This one weighs less than a pound with the plaque included. So it's like this one may not be real. This one, it's exactly a pound just for this part if I take it out and weigh it, and it's really heavy and dense. So I don't know if one of them's real and one of them's not. I don't even know if I can ship it or what I can do with it. I probably need to do some research, or I may just put it at one of my booths. But anyway, thought that was really cool. So, does anybody read or speak Chinese? Have no idea what that says. But it's like a little illustrated book. It's got some cool illustrations in it. Oh, yeah, and here's like some soldiers in the back. So yeah, don't know anything about that, but pretty much buy anything paper. So, and then I'm not sure what this was either. It says Giants Causeway Center, pictures from the AV program in Northern Ireland. And then it has these attached slides. So you can kind of see the slides, but I have no idea. So I went to an estate sale today. It's the same company that I normally go to, and they once again delivered. This house I went to today was in Maryville, Tennessee, which is just south. The last time I'd gone to Kingston, which is just west of Knoxville. And this house, not on the same level as the week before last estate sale, but this one was jam-packed full as well, with just all kind of different things. They look like they collected a lot of everything, just like the other place did. So then I thought these were kind of neat. So this guy apparently was a Presbyterian minister, so there was a lot of religious and biblical stuff. And I'd seen the Gospel According to Peanuts, but I've never seen the Gospel According to Andy Capp. And there were two of those that I picked up. And let's see, I don't even know when they're from. Probably from the 70s, maybe. 1973. So yeah, I remember Andy Capp vaguely, that he was a comic strip, but I don't know a lot about it. But I know the Gospel According to Peanuts ones have always done well, and since I'd never heard of the Gospel According to Andy Capp, I thought I would pick it up. So yeah, and for anybody just coming in, if you see anything you want me to run, just let me know as I go through stuff. And most things I'll run. If it's something that I can't ship, obviously, like this uranium, I probably wouldn't run it until I find out some more stuff about it. Does anybody know anything about Pokemon cards? I don't know anything, but I bought this whole binder, double-sided, completely full. I don't yet know what I'll do with them. I never collected Pokemon, played Pokemon. It was way after my time. But anyway, I figured, what the hey, I'll buy this binder of Pokemon cards. And then also, now these are more of my era. I bought a bunch of 8-track tapes. So yeah, and I think there's a website, April, you can go put the numbers in or do whatever. So I'll probably, I don't know what I'll do yet. It's one of those that I may just end up selling in bulk, and somebody else can, make more money if they're worth something, and just try to get out of it, closer to what I paid. So anyway, who remembers 8-track tapes? Anybody in here old like me and can remember 8 tracks? Here's Charlie Daniels Band. And there's 1, 2, 3, 8. So 24 8-track cassettes I bought today. The best thing about 8 tracks is when you were listening, you could only fast forward, you couldn't rewind. And then, so if you look at the tracks here, so you got 4 tracks, and this last, Redneck Fiddling Man, my guess is, no, here's a good example. So on track 2, you have Sugar Hill Saturday Night, and that's part 1. So you'd be listening to this, jamming along. Then right in the middle of the song, it would switch to the next track. So I remember I had a Kiss 8-track when I was a kid, and I can't remember what song, but there was one song, it would always break right in the middle and go to the next track. So, but it looks like this is mostly country music. Here's got a couple of Dolly Partons, which they'll probably do well in my booth, because anything Dolly sells well in Knoxville, since Dollywood's here and since she's from Sevierville. Then also got quite a few Elvis ones in there. Looks like there's Merle Haggard, Diana Ross, so one not country, Charlie Pride, Oak Ridge Boys, Kenny Rogers, Loretta Lynn, the Bee Gees, so another not country, Mel Tillis, the Statler Brothers, the Singing Shook family. Don't they look dynamic? The Singing Shook family. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they're country, but who knows? So anyway, got all those 8-track tapes. All right, now we start getting into kind of the meat of what I found. Here, let me just show you real quick what we're getting ready to go through. Let me spin it around. So here's my eBay bag I always use, and it's pretty big bag. and it is completely full of stuff. And then also this box up here, there were some posters and stuff I got, and topographic maps and things of that nature. So, all right, so let's start digging in. Let me pull my bag a little closer and let's just see what all we got. So here's a birthday card. Enjoying yourself on your birthday. Do you want to take it easy? Do you want a real snap? And it's a mousetrap. So I don't know if it had another piece at one point or if it was just like that where you could, oh, I know. So you would, oh, I see. All right. So this kind of actually looks dangerous. So yeah, I guess when you open this card, and I'm going to try not to take my finger off. Whoa. So that legitimately scared me. But yeah, that's, I'm guessing that you would not see this sold anymore, just going out on a limb. So MCM LII, that would be 1950. What is that? 1952, I think. Is L50? Tell me, is that 1952? I think it is. So check my Roman numeral math there. Cool, 1952. And as I mentioned, this person was a Presbyterian minister, so they had a lot of like Bible stuff, and religious stuff's always sold really well for me. So this was like some kind of Bible dictionary. Let's see what year it's from. 1938, and it's words of the Bible. But I thought the graphics on the front were really cool. And here's the back, and it's got some cool graphics too. There's Mary and Joseph the three wise men rather headed to the manger. So anyway, got that. So then got a bunch of like antique, vintage songbooks of these sort. Joining a Song, the Baptist Youth Fellowship, Rejoice and Sing. We could have a sing-along if you wanted to. Westminster Fellowship songs. Here's In Harmony. 50 Negro folk songs. And it's got all the piano keys, and then Sing It Again. That one came from Rochester, New York. So I found all these in a box in the garage, right where the lady had found the Bibles. But I did find all this stuff. Here was Patriotic Songs of America. Here's a German one. I'm not even going to read it, but a German songbook. There's another German songbook from 1948, it looks like. You got another German, I think these are German, songbook. That one's 1948 as well. Then here's 110 songs. It says twice 55 community songs. And this one's from 1919, I think it says. Yep, 1919. So that one's really old. They're all in really good shape, too. And if y'all have been with me before, you know I really like ephemera. So I tend to gravitate towards paper stuff just because a lot of other people are not. I mean, I do buy some glassware and other things of that nature. But I tend to buy more of that stuff in my private. Yeah, I could be singing for months, although you do not want to hear me sing. I tend to get more of my glassware and china and flatware and all that kind of stuff at like when I go clean out people's houses. Like I've got somebody reached out. It's actually somebody my wife works with, like a vendor. She's a vendor of their company, and she's got a whole garage full of stuff. And I'm supposed to go over to their house either next week or next weekend, and hopefully they'll have a lot of cool stuff. So looking forward to that. So maybe we'll do another unboxing of whatever we get there. So anyway, just go through these real quick. There's a twice 55 plus. So I wonder if that one's got more than 100, 110. Hey, Michelle. Hey, JP. D. Damone, V. Dessler, Italian Redhead, thanks for everybody for coming in. Anybody I've missed, welcome to anybody watching over on YouTube or Facebook. So anyway, I think, well, no, they keep coming. Here's a few more. Oh, here's the illustrated basic and main. Okay, in addition to singing, I can also learn to square dance. The illustrated basic and mainstream movements of square dancing. So there you go. So when I was a kid, we used to go to Fontana Village, if anybody knows where that is in North Carolina, and we would go to the square dance however many times a week. We would go stay for a week, and they would have a square dance at least a couple of times a week. And that was the extent of square dancing in my life. But I did do a little bit of square dancing one time. I did not dress like that, though. I did not have the appropriate square dancing clothes. Here's something, the Gateway to Aerospace, the United States Air Force Academy. I guess this is maybe a brochure for the... Oh, yeah. So this is all about how to be admitted to the Air Force Academy, at least back whenever this was put out. And let's see if it's got a year. 1969. So, yeah, got that. And then here's great moments in American history from Humble Oil and Refining Company. Let's see. Oh, this was like a sticker book, I guess, because I would guess maybe you got the stickers on a separate sheet and they were perforated, as you can see here, and then they tore them out. Or actually, they were glued. I guess this was before self-adhesive stuff. There they are gluing the thing in. So this has all the great moments of American history glued in, although they're missing a few. They're missing number 17 here. That looks to be the only one they're missing, though. Hey, Kelly J.H. Azuz Pin. Tinker, thank you for coming in. Anybody else I missed? I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I went to an estate sale in Maryville, Tennessee today. And that's what we're looking at. Yeah, I don't remember anything about this would have been when I was probably 12, 13, 14 years old. We went to Fontana every summer for, I may have even been younger than that, but we would go every summer for a week for about 5 straight years. And it was probably between 8 to 12, 13 in that range. So I do not remember. I do remember putting the old crow in the middle or something along those lines. That's about all I remember about square dancing. Here's some kind of ledger. I'm not sure what it is. Let's see. Yeah, and hopefully y'all enjoy just hearing me ramble on about this stuff because, I love looking at this stuff, and sorry if I'm, sorry if you're bored as we look at all this stuff. But anyway, this looks to be a Sunday. I guess it's just there. No, I think it's a church ledger, maybe. Here's bike repair for $3.15, haircut for $1. So maybe it's just their personal thing. So here's a typical day of what they spent. Let's see if it's got a year in it. So I was looking at some of the prices. Saturday Evening Post cost 15 cents. So they actually they wrote down everything they bought. So anyway, you got that. This looks like, I don't know, it's something from the Union Trust Company. Here's a couple of little, they're not Bibles, but they're prayer books. Prayers for the early church, or prayers of the early church, I guess it is. And then prayers of the Middle Ages. I don't know what year these are from. Let's see. I guess that's the original box they came in. These are from the upper room. They're old enough that they don't have a zip code. So it was just Nashville 5, Tennessee. So I would probably put it 50s maybe. Because, these things are in great shape. I don't know that they were ever really looked at or taken out of this box. Yeah, thanks, April, for that. Yeah, if anybody sees anything they're interested in, like April Purple Haze said, just let me know, and I'll let you know what it'll take to start it. Or there's a few things I may say, no, I'm not going to run that today. Um, it's one of those where I do these just because I've got to go through this stuff anyway. Because when I'm there, I'm like just literally throwing stuff in my bag, and I don't know what all I got. So figure I might as well do it on camera, and hopefully, I think people enjoy seeing what all I pull out of the bag. So this is Learn Your Fundamentals, Study and Boost Your Rating. So this is like Morse code, it's like a study guide for the flag signals and such. Oh, that's cool. Let me show you this that I found, and I just got an offer on it. So this came out of the Kingston estate that we went through last week. And I found this just in a box of postcards. And it's from the 1968 Mexico Olympics. And it's these, I've never seen anything like this. But each of these pages, you would tear it out in their cubes. You would fold them up, and they would lock into each other with these tabs. And the only ones I found listed, like there'd only been 2 that had sold, and they had both sold for quite a bit. So I've got like a $90 outstanding offer on this one right now, which I'll probably accept it. But yeah, I mean, it was in like with a bunch of postcard booklets, those little postcard booklet things that are never worth anything. But this happened to be in there. And like when I started doing research, I was like, well, that's cool. So yeah, I just got an offer on it pop up. So what made me think of that? So yeah, anyway, this is like a little study guide for the, different, what the letters represent on these flags. And it looks like you would hold here, pull here, and it would give you the different things. Like, so here's all the different like badges, and then here's who they belong to, and then I guess the phonetic alphabet and Morse code and all that. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, the thrill of the hunt's the fun part. Of course, then I got to figure out what to do with all this stuff, and the listing part of it's not so fun. So I got a ton of like vintage automobile, like showroom catalogs. So here's like a 1958 Chevrolet, and somebody did fold it, but other than that, I mean, it's like, looks like it just came out of the showroom. And look at all these cars. Is that not awesome? I know these things can be pretty desirable. I haven't really had any this old. I've sold a lot from the 70s for like, different Mustangs and Thunderbirds. And I've had a few 60 ones, but I've never had any of these like the 50s. This is copyright 1957 Chevrolet General Motors. So, but I mean, weren't cars cool back then? Look at that. Look at that. I mean, that is a land tank for sure. So that was 1958. Actually, here's another one. I think it's the same one. Yeah, another 1958. Oh, that's awesome, April. Then here is 1961. And then here's a bigger version of 1961. So let's see if it's got like the Corvette. I don't even know what year different cars came out. I've never been a real big car guy. So this has the Chevy Impala, the Chevy Bel Air, the Chevy Biscayne. Okay, look at the station wagons. Who remembers riding around? Hey, Fredgelee. Hope I said your name right. Anybody else that I missed? We're just going through. It's a bag and a box of stuff I got in an estate sale today. And right now we're looking at all these cool car showroom catalogs from the 50s and 60s, it looks like. Oh, I meant to finish looking to see. So there's the Corvair. Oh, there we go. So here's the Corvette. A new look for America's sports car. The famous Corvette Spirit is clothed in sleek new style for 1961. So there we go. There's the 1961 Corvette. Look at that van. That's definitely the Greenbrier sports wagon. If this van's a rockin', don't come a knockin', isn't that what they say? So anyway, even more of those. Here's like all the colors for the 61 Chevys. So it's like paint, the paint swatches or whatever you call them, but it's for the car paint. So let's see, you could get Tuxedo Black, Twilight Turquoise, Seamist Turquoise, Honduras Maroon. Everything has to have a fancy name. It can't just be blue or red or so. Yeah, I mean, I really have no idea off the top of my head what these are worth. I know what I've sold the 70 ones for, and those sold really quick. So, I mean, hopefully these 60s ones and 50s ones will even be better. I would think they would be. So here's 64 Chevys. So you had the Chevrolet Chevelle, Chevy 2, Corvair, and Corvette. Let's see what the Corvette looked like in 64. Here we go. Sharp looking car. So it has a V8 with a 3-speed synchro mesh gear shift. You could also get the 300 horsepower or the 365 horsepower or the 375 horsepower V8. I mean, there's no telling how fast those things would go. Then we got some Buick ones. I guess they were old people cars even back then because they were not near as stylish as the Chevys. Then we have the 1964 Chevrolets. This is like a magazine, it looks like. Just no, another showroom catalog. Hey, Claudia749, thank you for dropping in. And then here's 1961 Chevrolet. It's got a brochure or something in it. This is a Dodge. Whoops. I guess it looks like this was just torn out of a magazine or something here. Anybody have any big plans for the weekend? So here's 56 Ford. So we got a Ford one too. Let's see what kind of cars we had in there. We have the Thunderbird. Look at this car. That's pretty cool. New lifeguard panel padding. So since you're not wearing a seatbelt, they put padding on the dashboard. So when you hit it, I guess, you don't get hurt as bad maybe. Here's the Ford Fairlane. Wow, look at this station wagon. I guess that's a Woody. Wouldn't that be what they called it? Because of the wood panels. Put your surfboards on top of that. Anyway, 1956 Ford brochures. Here's 1974 Buick. So a little bit newer. The 70s produced some pretty ugly cars. But that was really my era of when I first remember cars. I was born in 67, so I don't really have any memory of cars in the 60s. Then you have festivals were more fun with GM 67. So that's the year I was born. Oh, wow. This may be where they bought a car. Let's see what they paid for it. Let's see here. Here we go. All right. So they bought I don't know what year this was, but they bought a Bel Air 4-door sedan with a V8 engine. And it was $1,700. Well, it was $3,123. Then I guess they may have had a trade-in or something. So there's Wish I could find out what year that is. Let's see if we got anything with the year. 1964, I think. So it's a 1964 Bel Air, and they paid $3,123.15. Yeah, or maybe it was 66 because there's a calendar page that's in there. Maybe this is where they were getting quotes and stuff. See, this is what I like so much about ephemera. Just, you know, it's so cool to look through all this stuff. A 1960s Ford Galaxy 500. I imagine it was huge. Yeah, okay, here we go. So here's the order. So December 1966. So it could have been a Christmas present. 1967 Oldsmobile. This may have been a different car. Let's see. Or maybe that was a quote. So, okay, so they bought an Oldsmobile Cutlass sedan, and it was 1967. They traded in a 1964 Chevy sedan, and the balance due was 1973 something. So there's the bill of sale and all that. So yeah, pretty cool. Be a little more than that now for a car. And there's a few more. Yeah, I got a ton of these car things. There's a 73 Buick. So these are more in the 70s, it looks like. Oh, here's another 1964 Chevrolet's got your number for 64. This was like a mailing, I guess like an advertisement. Yeah. Take your first drive in the first Chevelle. So this must have been the year the Chevelle came out. Anyway, so if anybody likes car stuff, make sure you follow me, because this will all be coming, well, I won't say it all. Some of it will probably be coming to the booth. Some will go to my online presence, so you might see it in my store on Knickknacks. Here's the 67 Oldsmobile showroom brochure. It says the Rocket action cars are out front again. Back when nobody worried about gas or anything. Oh, this is cool. Look at the Toronado. Oops, something just sold. Looks like some China sold. I sold some dessert bowls. So that's cool. Yeah, as I mentioned before, my wife calls me the China King of Knoxville because I sell so much China. Oh, here's a VW Beetle flyer. This was from, I don't know what year it's from. Hey, Kathy Collect 724. Hey, Heidi Perry, Joanne at Arizona, I guess. Thanks for stopping in. Anybody else I've missed? Oh, here's another Volkswagen brochure. I guess that other one went with this. Oh, wow. Look at that. I bet we'll find a Volkswagen van in here. Let's just look. Oh, yeah. These people are camping with the Indians. That's pretty funny. Yeah, the whole like pop-up and everything. Anybody have one of those or know anybody who had one? Then here's the Karmann Ghia. I had a friend who had a Karmann Ghia. So these are cool here. So there's the Beetle. Let's see if we see the... Yeah, there we go. There's the classic VW microbus. Yeah, VW had some iconic cars. Did they make who made the Thing? Was that Volkswagen as well? I can't remember. So there's VW. There's more Oldsmobile. Here's the Chevrolet story. This must talk about, looks like it probably talks about their manufacturing plants because it's got pictures of them. Yeah, so it's just got milestones and information about the process. And there's 1973 Buick. Hey, Gina's Forget Me Nots. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, for anybody just getting in, I went to an estate sale today and just going through everything I got. If you see anything you might be interested in, let me know. I'll tell you what it'll take to run it. Otherwise, just sit back and hope you enjoy seeing what all I got today. Like I said, I don't even know what's in some of this stuff. Like this looked to be bookmarks, and I knew they wouldn't charge much, so I just grabbed them all. I don't know if that's all that's in there or not. You know, and it may be just end up being just junk, but yeah, it just looks like it's all different kind of bookmarks. See if we see any that look cool. This one was made in Vietnam, hand painted and made in Vietnam. Here's one that came from, I guess, Israel, or from the Holy Land anyway, over in that area. Here's one from Switzerland. Here's one that says Shalom on it. Here's a 5-digit calculator. You stick your fingers through it. It's from 1977. What would you like, April? One of what? Just let me know specifically if there's one of these that you would like. Or I can run a lot of them. And then there's a tennis bookmark there. There's a lighthouse. And then let's see what's in here. Yeah, it's just another something or another, maybe a bookmark. And then here's one that says Portrait of Christ taken from the Book of Kells, Trinity College. So and then there's a cross. I think that's all that's in there. So here's they must have visited a church in, oh, you would like to own a van for camping. Yeah, I would too. In fact, we have some friends who have, I can't remember if it's a Dodge, but it's one of those like really, really large vans that's like a camper in the back. It has the kitchen and the beds. And they showed us it the other day, and we were very jealous because we would love to have something like that. I don't know if I'd rather have like a self-contained one like that or something that you pull behind your car. I mean, I guess you could have the big van and then pull a car behind it. So let's see what else we have in here. I think these are composers. So let's see how many we have. It says others in this, so they must be missing some because they noted Mendelssohn and Liszt, Franz Liszt, that they are missing. So there's Schubert, there's Beethoven, Mozart, Amadeus, Brahms, isn't he the one who did Lullaby? Da-da-da. There's Handel. I wish it was the complete set, but at least I know which ones are missing, I guess. There's Haydn, Tchaikovsky, Bach, Chopin, and then Wagner. So however many of those there were, I'm not sure how many there were. Hey, Too Big and Genus Forget-Me-Nots, thanks for coming in. We were just going through the stuff I got at this estate sale today. Got this rhinoceros bank. I think it's ceramic, if you can hear it. So I guess it's just painted. I didn't see any chips or cracks. They had a dinosaur too, but I didn't get it because it did have a huge crack going down the middle of it. Still has its stopper. So I thought he was cool. Hey, Bohemian Curations and Betsy Girl, thanks for stopping in. See what this goes with. It's just another piece of paper. This is a teacher's contract from 1952. It says this regular contract between White River School in Johnson County, Indiana. Oh, okay. So this is for this is where she was a teacher, and I guess this is the contract she signed. So you know how much who wants to take a guess? So in 1952, do you want to make a guess as to how much she made annually for being a teacher? Throw some guesses out there. I mean, I don't know how this compares to what they make today. I know my daughter's a teacher and she does not make a ton, but she makes more than this. So, well, I don't see any guesses, so I'll just show you. So they made, well, you're about right, April. They made $2,600. So I don't know what that translates to in today's dollar. I don't know if that's right in line with what teachers still make, but it doesn't seem like much, does it? Yeah, I don't know what all was in this box, but it was all together. So I've had one of these before. It's called Dad's Puzzler, and it's one of those where you move. Let's see. Looks like it might be missing. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. No, it's not missing any piece because there is a vacant spot. So it says you place the blocks in the box, and then you have to move the big square block from corner A to corner C. So maybe I'll try to work it later. Yes, I am a huge music fan, and specifically a Beach Boys fan, which is why I have the Beach Boys. But yeah, records are kind of one of my bread and butter items at my booth in Clinton. I probably have at least 600 or 700 records out there that I have, and then I have a bunch in my garage. And oh, that's awesome! I love Sheila E. I like anything in the kind of the Prince family as well. I was always a big Prince fan. So, but yeah, I mean, Beach Boys are probably my favorite band, and especially like the late 60s, early 70s period, kind of like Pet Sounds and after. But I like any of their stuff. Oh, here's some Dominoes. Wonder if they're, I don't know if they're Bakelite or just, I don't know how old they are. And they look pretty old. What is it? Can't you rub Bakelite and then it smells like, what's the stuff that you put in dead people? Let's see if we get any. Oh, cool. So you must come from formaldehyde. That's right. Yeah. Supposedly, I guess Bakelite smells like formaldehyde if you get it warm. So you must come from a musical family, Dollar. That is so. I always say if I could sell my soul for anyone talent, it would be to be able to sing. One of my best friends in college, he was one of those. He could sing. He could play keyboard by ear. So anytime I'd go to a band party with him, he would always end up on the stage by the end of the night, playing the piano or keyboards and singing. And, I'd be down there because I can read music. I took piano for like 5 years. I don't know. Those may just be, I don't know what they are. But anyway, it's the Dominoes. So, I have a little bit of like piano ability, but, not like I can't like just sit down and like know what notes are playing and those kind of things. Here's some kind of little miniature card set. So this was just like a little grab bag of games, I guess is what this was. Let's see if we can figure out what's in here. It's all taped up. Guess we're just going to have to rip into it here. Do the best we can. I don't know what's in there. Well, I may just have to work on it later. Whatever was in here, they did not want to Escovedo. I will. In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot of that real quick. So give me just a second. All right. Yeah, I took should be back now. Yeah, I'll definitely look that up. So But anyway, yeah, I wished I was musical. So I make up for it by just trying to know as much as I can about music, like across all genres and like obscure stuff. And that's one thing I like about the Beach Boys. I mean, there's just a huge rabbit hole you can go down with them. Yeah, I'm working on it, April. Let's just see. I'm sure I've mentioned it before. This is probably going to be like when Geraldo opened Al Capone's tomb. It's probably going to be like nothing, but we'll see. Maybe it'll be some money. So yeah, speaking of money at this estate sale today, um, so I always like dig back in corners at estate sales because you never know what you'll find. So there was this built-in bookshelf into the wall, and then so it was on like this wall here, and then there was a desk slid in, and then there was another wall over here. So the bookcase was here, and this desk you couldn't really get down to the bottom shelves in the very back corner. So I reached back in there and pulled out a box, and I opened the top, and it just looked like it had a bunch of paper in it. So I thought, cool. I just put the top back on, didn't really pay attention. Then went up to the owner of the estate sale company, said, "Hey, how much for this box of stuff?" And as I started to move stuff, I heard some coins rattling. And I thought, wow, Will, I said, looks like, this may have some coins in it. So as we pulled it out, it was just like a ton of silver coins and old currency and stuff. So he gave me the paper and he kept the coins. So then I went back in there again and reached back in there again and pulled out another box that was nothing but silver coins. It looked like mercury dimes, silver dollars, those kind of things. So I just took it straight to Will and gave it to him. But it was like we're in a spot because he had told us when we went in they had so much stuff. We really didn't get to price everything, so just ask us. But he collects coins, and so I'm sure he'll go through them and they'll be out for selling another one. But anyway, I thought that was cool. Okay, here we go. We've about got it open. Golly. So they really sealed this up. So let's see what it is. Well, there you go. It must have been one of their kids drew this. And it's got this stamp up in the corner for outdoor life. Let's see if it's got a date on it or anything. This could be fine artwork here. Yeah, I'm not sure what year this was drawn. So, but anyway, yeah, so something their kid must have drawn, and it was all sealed up, and maybe that's what was on the outside was something, written. I don't know what it said. Anyway. But once again, that's the things I love about ephemera. So here's some double-sided cards. Were these part of a magic trick set, you think? I'm guessing they were. Must have been. So it looked like you have more cards, but then, you only have one card, and it's the 7 of clubs. Here, want me to do a magic trick for you? Let's see what's in here. These are just like some little wooden pegs for some game. I guess I need to keep all this stuff together so I can put it back in this box. Oh, here's some miniature playing cards with a little dog playing golf on the front. I don't know if they're all there or not. Here's some dice. So everything we need to play some games is in here. Here is something about Scrabble. It looks like it's a magazine. Maybe this was just a magazine article about Scrabble. And here's the official rules for Samba or 3-pack canasta. Then I'll just kind of show you the rest of the stuff that's in here if I can. Here's some Haddon Hall playing cards. You can see those. There's some little plastic trucks in there. There's some, so it's like things of playing cards that are in there, it looks like. Yeah, I have no idea what I'll end up doing with all this. I mean, some of it's, some of it when I do run auctions, I'll probably just maybe do them like grab bags, light things up. Because did we ever look at this? Oh yeah, that was the dominoes. But anyway, it's still fun to look at all this stuff. And then make sure I get my magic cards there. All right, so let me set these somewhere. Yeah, we're not even halfway through this bag yet. So these are called Droodles. Does anybody remember these? They look like, so this is a flying saucer traffic jam. And this is the Tower of Pisa as seen by a leaning tourist. Actually, these are pretty funny. Let's see. Here's a clam with buck teeth. Here's a diaper for a baby porcupine. I wonder what year this is from. 1966 is when this, no, 1978 is when this printing was done. Hey, Pick and Pete, Lime Squeeze. Thanks for stopping by. Anybody else I missed? My name is Stuart. I'm with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I'm just unboxing stuff, or actually unbagging, I guess is a better word. Stuff I got at this estate sale today. And we found some pretty cool stuff. Yeah, if you weren't in here earlier, my favorite thing is the uranium. So I'm not sure what I can even do with it, but I still thought it was cool. Then here's the Good News for Modern Man Bible. I think this is an early printing of it because I've sold like some later printings and they sell pretty well. This one's from 1968, it looks like. And it doesn't actually have, like usually you'll see like a whole page of like, different printings and stuff. And this only has one line. So I'll have to do some research on that and see if maybe this is, an earlier printing. But if anybody remembers these Bibles from when you were a kid, they're the ones very 70-ish, late 60-ish. They had all the kind of hippie-ish illustrations, I guess, for lack of a better term. Hey, Sadie's Treasures and Harmony Home. Thanks for coming in. And then this was the works of Kipling. I don't know that it's that old. Let's see. The works of Rudyard Kipling, 1-volume edition. Yeah, it doesn't even have a date. I would guess 40s or 50s, maybe, just based on how it looks. But they had a bunch of like complete works books. So these always do really well at my booth. I mean, like this one's not old at all, but it's the complete works of Lewis Carroll. So I'm sure it's got all the different Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, this one's just from 1994 there. Here's some kind of book. I always buy any books in slipcovers, just kind of a tip. I mean, I've found that if a book's in a slipcover, they usually have the potential to be more valuable. Like I just sold a set of books. I can't remember what they were called. I just shipped them out today, or I looked, that were in a slipcover. It was a 4-volume set from like the 60s. And I think, all the books were $1, so it was like $4, and I sold them today for 36. But yeah, it looks like this one here. This is the Passover Haggadah. If anybody's Jewish, I don't know if that. So I guess this is all going to be written in Hebrew, maybe. So it's got English, Hebrew, and then like these pages are like attached, or these pictures are attached in here. See if it's got a year anywhere. It says an Israel publication by Lion the Printer, Tel Aviv, copyright 1954. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So a 1954 Israeli book. Okay, so this is the one. I have no idea what this is. It was still in the wrapper. I didn't open it, but their books are all like $1 or $2, so I knew it wouldn't be much. So I went ahead and got it, and we'll just go ahead and open it and see what it is. So it's from 1969, so I knew it was an older book. So I did look at the postmark out up here. So let's see if I can get it open. I don't even know if it's ever been open. Interesting. All right. Okay. Any guesses as to what this book might be about? I will just say that maybe being in a plain brown wrapper was maybe there was a reason. Variations in lovemaking. So, mm, let's see what year. Well, it's from 1969. We know that. So, well, here we go. Mm-hmm. So interesting. We'll have to see what that ends up being worth. But yeah, I'm glad I got that. Very interesting book. We'll put it back in its plain bound wrapper for now. All right, sealed back up. Yes, that is funny. And as I mentioned, this guy was a preacher. Now, not that there was anything wrong with that book, but he was a Presbyterian minister who I think he was the preacher at the church in Maryville. And then before that, it looked like he was in Pennsylvania just based on all the stuff that I got. All right, well, we've kind of finished one side here. Let's see what's in here. These just look like old check registers. It's like bank statements, check registers. Probably has canceled checks in there. Yeah, so that. All right. Here's some postcards. Vincent van Gogh, 30 postcards. It's actually 2 of those. There's his W-2. We'll just throw that aside there. I know he's not still alive, but let's see. Here is it's his tax return from 1948. It looks a lot simpler than the tax forms now. You really can't do this with your tax form now. So here's another songbook, like some of the ones we saw earlier, Gospel Songs of the Air. So I thought this was kind of cool. It's this like leather purse, I guess, pouch, and it's got a fake tooth on it. It looks like a shark's tooth, I assume, but if it's a shark's tooth, it really doesn't go with the theme of this leather pouch. But I think it's just made of plastic. So you can hear I guess it's plastic. So I thought that was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks more just, see, these are all the papers. When I talked about the box full of coins that I found, this is all the papers that were in with it. So like bank statements, financial records and stuff like that. I mean, some of that stuff I'll probably just shred. Oh, I thought these were neat. I do remember they are. So these were made in Gatlinburg. They're not old because I have a website on them, but they're little miniature Christmas ornaments. And they were done by Tim Weberding. So, but you have a hiker and a bear and a cabin and a leaf. So then here's coins of the Bible. Yeah, that little bag's pretty cool. So I did get these coins. I don't know if they're reproductions or what. These have all fallen out of the slots, but that's set 1. And then this is, it doesn't say what set it is. Yeah, surely these aren't real, because these come from like 66 to 70 AD and they're in really good shape. So, medicine pouch. Okay. Yeah, and then here's another one of those. So there's like 3 of those. Hey, love good finds. Hey, love done. Hey, love Cats Weber. We had 3 loves in a row come in. All right, this looked to be mostly Boy Scout stuff. So like here's all the, I guess these are all membership cards. 19. See if it's got a date. Let's see a date on that one. 1945 is this one. So there's a whole stack of these, like different membership cards and stuff. I know a lot of people collect Scout stuff. Here's a merit badge application from 1945. So I'll have to, there's a bunch of those. Here's where he was certified to be a Star Scout, a First Class Scout, a Second Class Scout, the Art Merit Badge, the Forestry Merit Badge, all different kind of merit badges and stuff. So got all those. Then here's one that says, "With Jesus on the Scout Trail." And this is from MCML. So that'd be 1950, right? MCML. I think that's 1950. And then here's like his cord, I guess. Oh, here's the sash with some badges and pins on it. So I'm guessing those are from the 1940s based on when the cards and stuff were. Yeah, I think this stuff will probably sell pretty well. Here's a troop leader's warrant from 19... So this is like 86. So maybe he was a scout and then he became a leader later on. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is just the scout. So here's a wolf. These are old. Let's see. This one's a Wolf Scout book. It's not in great condition. Let's see if this one has a date. 1938. So that's a 1938 Scout book. And then here's the Lion Cookbook for the Cub Scouts. And this one's from 1938 as well. So some really old Scout books. There's another one. I'm assuming it's from the same time frame. The cookbook's in really good shape. The other 2 are not in as great a shape. Yeah, you're right. Someone's memories, April. And of course, whenever I'm in estate sales, I always think about that. Like, I've got so much crap. I mean, people are probably going to be traipsing through my house just like I do now, pulling stuff. Here's the Scout whistle. Still works. And it's a Goldsmith whistle from Cincinnati, made in England. Here's an old wallet with some Scout stuff in it. And then here's a bunch of patches. There's the neckerchief thing. Here's a compass. So yeah, that Scout stuff's all really cool. Never seems to go back in the box quite as well as it came out. I guess that's all of it. I don't know. Here's something about baseball. That doesn't look old. Here's like some kind of old, really old book. Let's see. It is from 1826. Wow. Yeah, so this is sketches of sermons preached to congregations in various parts of Great Britain and on the European continent, Volume 1, published by N. Bangs and J. Emery for the Methodist Episcopal Church in 1826. It does have some staining, but to be from 1826, it's in pretty good shape. I mean, the pages are all intact. You just have all this staining on the back. So if you'd like, I could preach a sermon. So then just some kind of little blank ledger book. Yeah, you're right. This is the same estate sale company I found a 1740 something book at. It was just mixed in with all the other books, and I mean, it was in immaculate condition. And it had so many engravings and stuff in it. That was one of the coolest things I've ever found. So I mean, it was like $2. I got excited when I saw this. Here's Tiffany and Company. It's got the bag, but no ring or anything. But I do know that just this box right here will sell. It's funny you asked that, Corey, because you love owls. I did show an owl. I did show an owl ashtray right at the beginning. It's buried under a bunch of stuff now. But what was I saying? Completely forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah, you asked about old Bibles. So in the same place I pulled all these old songbooks out of that we saw a little earlier, you probably weren't in here, but I got a bunch of like old songbooks from the early 1900s and stuff. There was another box that a lady pulled down that had all old Bibles in it, and they looked like they were in really good shape, and they looked like they were all probably from the 1800s, just based on the covers and stuff that I saw. So yeah, I missed that because I love old Bibles. And but yeah, I think she ended up buying every one of them. Yeah, she bought them. So anyway, Tiffany and Company. It's just like if you ever see empty Rolex boxes, for sure buy those. I've picked up 3 or 4 at yard sales throughout the years. I mean, and just the boxes will sell for $40, $50. I guess because either people need a box for their Rolex or they've made a fake Rolex and they need a box for that. I don't know, but I don't ask questions. I just put the box out there and they buy it. Here's some foreign currency. This was like, this was in that box with all the silver coins and everything that I, gave back to them. Oh, this paper must have been maybe an inventory of some of the stuff that was in that box. Well, it just says 10 silver dollars, 3 silver dollars, and then there were a bunch of silver dollars and silver dimes and stuff in there. Here's a keychain. Looks like maybe a safety deposit box or something. I don't think that's a... Anyway. Then I got this Life magazine with Batman on it. I thought that was really cool. It's from 1966. They did write Inside Romans on the outside for some reason. Let's see what kind of pictures it has on the inside. We can see where the Batman section is here. Well, anyway, I'm going to assume it's got pictures of Batman somewhere in here. Anyway, the cover was cool. Now, this isn't a Bible, but it talks about great Bibles in history. It's a portfolio of pages from 24 historic Bibles. This is from 1966. And yeah, it's just, if you open it up, it's just reprints of Bible pages. So yeah, my best story about a Bible type sale is I was at a yard sale. So my brothers and I, we did a brothers yard sale weekend last year, and we turned it into kind of a contest to see who could, like, buy stuff and then flip it for the most money. And we went to this one yard sale, and these people had this framed. It was two Bible pages from it's like a 1400s Bible. I can't remember the exact year now. So anyway, it was $10. So I bought it, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. I was going to put it at my booth, but I didn't really have a lot of room because I have so much art out there already. So I happened to have an appointment at the local auction house to take it. So I dropped it off at the auction house, and long story short, ended up selling for like $630, which it's kind of funny because I looked up that particular Bible and I can't remember the name of the Bible. I mean, it's like a famous Bible. And I mean, just the whole Bible didn't seem to sell for much more than that. So it's just a matter, I guess, two people wanted it and got in a bidding war. And they said they shipped it to California. I have no idea what's in here. Once again, like when I see envelopes of stuff like this, I just get it because you never know what you might find inside it. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything of any consequence particularly. Well, this is kind of cool looking. I don't know. It's some kind of train. Oh, it's something about model trains. Oh, it's a catalog. Maybe. This is a pretty cool book, actually. It's got some really good illustrations in it, but then it's got pictures of different trains. I don't think this is that old. Just looking to see if I saw a date. Yeah, I don't see a date or anything. But yeah, just basically it doesn't look that old, but it's still pretty cool. So now I'm curious. I'll have to pull it all out and see what's in here. Yeah, this is all just model train stuff, price list, magazine stuff. And it all looks like it's mostly from the early 90s. So I'm going to guess that catalog was from the early 90s as well. So yeah, it's just all stuff like this. So yeah, I'll eventually just probably light that up and like sell it as one thing to maybe somebody's a model train collector might like it. I can get it back in. Things always seem to come out of the envelope easier than they go back into the envelope. What time is it? It's almost 5 o'clock. Time goes by so quick when I do these. There we go. Yeah, here's another envelope of stuff. Let's just see if it's worth pulling out. This looks to be I don't know what these are. Does anybody know they're stickers of some sort? It says Cripple Creek, Canyon City, Silverton. Maybe they had something to do with trains too. Maybe they were. Let's see what else is in here. Yeah, I think they're decals for some kind of train stuff. And then I'm not sure what these are. These are like, it's a sticker too, like a contact sheet with all the ad things on it. All right, we gotta keep pulling stuff out now. There's some more of those. Maybe we'll pull something out that'll tell us exactly what all this stuff is. Oh yeah, so these must be, they've used some of the stickers here. They must be decals for training cars, maybe, because here is, instruction sheet, it looks like for like a water tower or, you know, train something or another. So yeah, all has to do with model trains as well. So we'll stick that back in there. And then there's one more. Let's see if it's more of the same. Yeah, more train stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to pull that one out unless somebody just absolutely wanted to see it. Then here's Dr. Seuss Goes to War. I think this is a collection. I don't think it's old. I think it's a collection of his cartoons from like wartime. This is from 1999. Does look like it might be a first edition, so I have to look it up to see if it's worth anything. But I still thought it was cool. Dr. Seuss stuff generally does pretty well. Getting close to the bottom now. And then here's some little bird books. So you have the Yellow Book of Birds, the Red Book of Birds, and the Green Book of Birds. And then we have a National Diary from 1947. So let's see, is this actually somebody's diary? So Friday, January 3rd, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, about 1750 something red Indians from wooded mountains, bright, dirty blankets, clay pipes. I don't know what all this is. They stuck a sticker there. Whatever it is, they didn't do much after they gave up writing stuff after about 8 days in January. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I mean, it goes through January 9th, and then they quit. So it must have been a New Year's resolution to write all this stuff down, and then they gave up. Then we had just a couple more books in here. Here was the complete works of Mark Twain, and then we had a complete works of William Shakespeare. And like these kind of books, as I mentioned, they sell really well in my booth. And like this Shakespeare one, let's see how old it is. It doesn't say, it just says copyright, and it was printed in Romania. First time I've ever seen a book, I think, that was printed in Romania. But that is one thick book. Yeah, I don't see a date in here anywhere. So I think that's it out of that. And then I have one more box of stuff over here we'll look at, and then we'll be finished. So I thought these were cool. This is these posters here. I think they're all the same. But they were from they're from NCR, so like it's that National Cash Register, I think. But they're like computer posters, so from 1959. If I can show it. It's very hard to show. I was trying to show that, yeah. So like there's the system, and it's a poster for that. And I have like, I think there were like 4 or 5 of these posters in this tube. And they appear to all be in really good shape. I'll have to roll it up tighter to get it back in there. And then there was also American Duty Register and Vote. And it's This public service from your General Motors dealer. And it's from, doesn't have a date. It does have a zip code on it, so it's, sometime probably 70s, I guess. There's several of those. I think these are all the same. Then there were a couple of like these maps. So this is a reproduction of an 1875 map from 1948. So it's still a pretty old map in of itself, but it's some kind of Indiana map. And it looks like it was printed in 1948, and it's a reproduction of an 1875 map. And there's another one on the, I think it may be the same one. I think there's just 2 copies of that one. So that was that one. And then, I don't remember what this was. Some kind of topographic map. Seems like it was West Virginia, maybe. Yeah, Wheeling, West Virginia. So, I'll have to roll on that tighter to get them back in the cube. And then, what was this one? I think this is the last one of these. Oh, yeah, this was the Declaration of Independence. I'm guessing it's not original. And then it was also this poster of George Washington. It does have whoever drew its name on here, so maybe I can look it up and figure out what year it is. So, hey V Wallace, Yadi D's Games, Dina the Doula, thanks for coming in. We're actually getting pretty close to the end. We've just been going through all the stuff I got at the estate sale today. And yeah, really all I have left, I bought a bunch of yearbooks from the 40s and 50s. And these things are in immaculate condition. Usually when I find yearbooks, they're all like mildewy, but this one is from 1952, and it's from Franklin College in Franklin, Indiana. First thing, usually when I get these yearbooks, I'll go like Google like that school and the year and like say, is anybody famous from there, because that can really drive up the value. So that one's, let me see what else we have. There's a bunch of them. Here's one from 1948, 1953. This one's cool here. This one's from 1945. Look at the cover of that one. That one is awesome. It's the tower from, let's see where it's from. And it's like these things were never hardly looked at. I don't see any autographs in them or anything. Let's see. It is somewhere in New York, but I don't know exactly where. That page is. There is a page that's coming out. Look at the cheerleaders, their uniforms. That's interesting. So in 1945, maybe they were actually integrated. I know a lot of the northern schools probably were. Here's all the senior superlatives: best dressed, most brilliant, peppiest, most original. So anyway, a bunch of those too. I'm not going to pull them all out. So hey, that's everything I got today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that trip through the bag of stuff that I got some interesting stuff. And now now I've got to start going through and processing everything. It's funny that if y'all watched me 2 weeks ago when we did the back of my car unboxing everything, I've gone through everything from that particular estate sale, and except for like a couple of boxes of stereo view cards. Well, actually, it's one box of stereo view cards, and then just some other ephemera that it'll take me a while to like rent it through auctions and things of that nature. I've gone through everything and it's all listed or taken to the booths. And so this is a lot less stuff than that. So hopefully by the end of the next week, I'll have all this stuff like done something with, either listed or, you know, taken to a booth, put it in my pile of stuff to take to the auction house. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed that. And everybody have a great weekend. I don't know exactly what all we're going to do. I know we'll probably go back to the same estate sale tomorrow for 50% off day, because they had a lot of stuff that I think if I bought it 50% off, I can do well with, like a lot of commemorative plates and things of that nature that I do real well with. And then we're going to the symphony tomorrow night. They're doing the music of Elton John. We have a season tickets to the pop series of the Knoxville Symphony, so that should be fun. Then I'm going to be kind of by myself for the next 9 days starting Sunday. I got to take Amy to the airport at, well, probably have her there about 4:45 in the morning on Sunday morning. She's going out to Texas for a class for her work. Then she's also going to extend the trip to next weekend to go see my daughter, who's just about 8 months pregnant now. So she is due at the end of June. And so I'll be holding the fort down here for the next 9 days, I guess. So that'll give me a lot of time to get through all this. So I'll probably just, you know, put my nose to the grindstone and really work on listing and getting through all this, because I've done a good job cleaning my garage out, but I still have quite a bit of stuff to go through. So I may do some shows like when I get to the other side of my garage where I have a bunch of stuff that have come from different house buyouts and things like that. So anyway, hope everybody has a great weekend, and hang on. We'll see if there's anybody to raid. I think somebody's probably live on here, and we'll raid into them. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Let's see. Peculiar finds, thrifty DIY. We'll do thrifty just because that's more kind of the stuff I was showing. And have a great one.